Hello once again, everybody. My name is Mauricio Garcia, and I want to welcome you to yet another episode of the Conquistador Podcast. As you know, every day we get the opportunity to listen from the one and only, my friend, partner, and mentor, Mr. Hubert Humphrey. Hubert, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Glad to be with everybody. It's been a good week so far. I'm excited about all the things we got to share with all the great up and coming entrepreneurs out there.
Hey, I'm excited for that. You know, today I was reading one of the books. I read the Leadership Formula System, and there is a code, I want to call it, of the modern day Alexander that says that we've got to retain a vision and to be able to sell a dream. And I'd like you to elaborate on that, because yes, you can't. If you don't have a vision, well, you have no dream to sell. And I think that's critical to anybody in business right now that is trying to bring or create a team to be able to do anything.
That's right. And of course the key to the key phrase there, the key part of the phrase is to retain a vision. First of all, you got to get a vision, keep a vision. Retaining it means you need to keep it in front of you. When people lose, well, first of all, if people never have any vision, as the scripture in Proverbs in the Old Testament says, where there's no vision, the people perish. And so we don't want people perishing from a spiritual standpoint, but certainly we don't want them perishing from a business standpoint. And it's all about vision. And once you get the vision, you got to be able to, you got to retain it. You got to keep your eyes focused. It's you win the battle of focus. It's to stay focused on that vision. And selling the dream. See, it's keeping the main thing the main thing. It's selling a dream is what we do in our business. The way we build our distribution systems out there is use our system to build distribution teams. Is that the lead part of it is selling the dream. We're selling a dream to a bunch of people who are looking for a dream, and they become our associates, become our clients. Now, they happen to have clients that want to buy our products and consumers that consume our products and solutions that we'll offer them. But in our business, our distribution outlets, our people that are joining us, that's our clients. Their clients are the people out there that really want to buy the products. And so you got to get your priorities straight. And to build that distribution team, we have to keep them vision stretched and keep them. The more they follow a system, the more likely they are to stay focused on that vision and retain it. But you can kind of look at it this way: the second you lose sight of that vision, your cord is your electrical cord is unplugged from the receptacle in the wall. Mm-hmm. You've had a power shortage. Something's happened. Everything is shut down. When you lose that vision, all the energy that drives you to go and run our system and build your team and make your dreams come true is gone. So that's how important vision is. You got to keep doing it, and selling the dream has got to be the number one thing that you're out there doing. If you're out there trying to go out there, and if you're trying to go talk to people and you're trying to sell them something more than what they dream, if everybody's looking for an opportunity to make some more money, be in business, learn how business works, learn how to win the money game, and you're giving them a message that's cloudy and distracting from what they're looking for, you're going to lose speed. You're going to recruit as many people. You're not going to retain as many people. So retaining the vision and selling the dream are in tandem. You know, the vision of what you want to accomplish. So you got to begin with the end in mind. So the biggest vision you got to have is what I want this thing to look like when it's completed, and then I got to have a vision of what it looks like. How it's got to act every day. It's the same way Thomas Watson laid out his plan for building the big IBM company back in the day. You know, as we talked about that on other shows. Right. So the key is to retain a vision, stay plugged in, stay focused on that vision, and that's why leadership is so important. And that's why we master leadership. The number one reason why you would want to be in one of our companies is we've got vision stretched leaders with experience that know how to run a system to keep a bunch of new people constantly vision stretching, going forward to give them the greatest chance to succeed. And those two things go in tandem: retaining vision, selling the dream.
You know, let's separate them here for a little second, because retaining the vision, and then when you're in business, you know how difficult it is to really scale any business. I don't care what it is. It's not as easy as it seems when you're going in business, right? That's why 90% or plus fail. So when maybe it's a little bit off subject, but I do want to hear from you. How are you able to retain a vision when the uphill is so, I don't know if the word is complicated, but it's just hard, because I know it's not easy per se to build businesses like the ones you've built in the past. And that anybody who goes into business dreams and fantasizes about building a $1 billion business. How do you retain a vision?
Well, just look at what we did here. Here I am working on the railroad, trying to escape for 17 years, and I dropped out of Georgia Tech. And but I kept my vision that one day I was going to be somebody. I was going to break free from the railroad. I was going to have me some business. And as I learned about the recruiting and building business and started getting pretty good at it, and then find a system, and I realized the power of it, I just needed to have better products and better concept and more lucrative financial tied to the use of the system. And all of a sudden, I find Art Williams, as he's starting A.L. Williams in that infancy with just about 30 good people, and boom. Now here we are, going after the largest industry in the world. It's the first industry to ever measure sales in the trillions. And here we are, a little football coach and a railroad conductor, and some other great people, trying to start out looking at this giant industry we're going to go conquer. And we ended up beating the Prudentials and all those companies. We did phenomenal things. We 1.5 million recruits over the years. Over those first 14 years, 10 million sales, beat Prudential and all the other companies out there. We were just number one. But it was because we had a vision. We had a vision of what we wanted to do. Art wanted to become the national champion. He wanted to beat Prudential. His vision, and I shared that vision. Now, he wanted to build something national. I had that vision. So we had a shared vision, and we literally retained it. The whole, never lost focus of it, and everybody that came on board got caught up in the vision of what the crusade was going to look like, and what the financial success was going to look like, and we just kept passing it on and passing it on. And the system is what was the key. If we hadn't had the system, we couldn't have had that replication. We would have been a small regional organization with a bunch of good people who fought hard, but that's not going to get you where you want to be. So we kept a vision of what we wanted to accomplish, and a vision of the main system that was going to deliver us to that, and we stayed on message over and over and over again. And I don't care who you are. When Thomas Watson was starting that IBM company, he dared to dream of putting together a company that was going to go out and dominate their industry. He'd never done that before, but he stayed at it on a daily basis. By the yard, what's that old saying? By the yard it's hard, but by the inch it's a cinch. You know, and it's just that. The nice thing about the system is that it gives you what I call a DMO, a daily method of operation, which is what most people are lacking. The reason why 90-some-odd% of the people fail in businesses is that they don't have the right daily method of operation, and they don't have a system. They don't have a system that saves them from themselves. A bunch of new success habits, and it's the compound of doing it over and over. If I take a hammer and I start beating on a gigantic boulder, one time it didn't even make a mark. Second time probably didn't even make a mark. I might make a mark, and if I just keep doing, if I did that every day for a couple of months, I'd have that thing busted into pieces. It would be just dust. But it was the compounding of all those. It's that. In fact, if you look at our LFS manual on the back cover up there, it says the rapid, relentless repetition of these 6 simple leadership format system steps will lead to the building of a great distribution team to create the success that you want. So it's that rapid, relentless repetition, and it's all those little repetitions. That's why when the Lord put us on this earth, He gave us He didn't just put us out here with one long continuous day. he lets us go a while, is 24 hours, and then in that 24 hours you're supposed to rest some and get back for another day. The sun goes down, the sun comes up. Sun goes down, sun comes up. Another day gets you into a repetition. And then he gives you a rest day. And then you keep at it. And you go through life 70, 80, 90, 100 years, whatever it is you're on earth, and you equal whatever you are, the sum total of all those repetitious days you got up from the time you were born to the time you left here. That's all this is. It's just and the system makes it more rapid, it makes it more relentless, it makes it more repetitious, and it does what we're saying here. It helps us retain the vision. That's the key, and sell the dream. Let me just add a couple of other thoughts that in this code of the modern day Alexanders that you're kind of quoting from here.
Yeah.
There's a couple of little parts that go with this that ought to be said. There's a quote in here that says, this is one of the affirmations you need to say to yourself. It will be said of me, meaning you, whoever you are, the entrepreneur, that, quote, it's the same thing that they said about Alexander. I will be the master of a power whose extent and speed of acquisition stand unequal before sense. So if you start out thinking like an Alexander, a modern day Alexander, well, that'll do it. Well, my vision got so stretched so early, and I had learned about wanting to become one of these, having this Alexander complex. Once I kind of diagnosed myself with this Alexander complex, and I realized that that's a good thing to have the same complex he had, where he wanted to go out and conquer the known world. Well, I want to go out and conquer the known world that I'm in. I'm gonna give it all I got to.
Yeah.
And I sold myself on that. And then another part of it says I will never lose sight of our mission, which is to create more financially independent families than any other business in history. So you wrap those things around this little subject we're talking about here today, and you'll see why we've been able to be successful. I mean, we've been in the largest industries in the world, from the insurance and annuity industries to the investment industry, mutual funds, etc., to mortgages and real estate. We've been through all those industries and aimed our system at them and have dominated every single one of them. And so it can happen in any industry. In fact, we're aiming it now in the technology industry, and I think we're going to dominate that. I don't care if a lot of these companies out there that struggle today, old companies, the old line auto makers and all from the past, if they could stay focused on a system like we're talking about now and change with the times, they'd be selling more automobiles. They'd be solving whatever it is. I don't care what industry you're aiming at. These principles will work.
And the common denominator, I think, just like yesterday, it is the system. As they say, as I read this extract from the Code of the Modern Day Alexander, is retain the vision, and I'm thinking, okay, how does the average entrepreneur retain the vision when he has to struggle with so many things, right? You've got to have that heart of a champion. Yeah.
Mauricio, that one thing you just said has got to be, the answer is, in our business, you've got a line of leadership. You got multiple people all the way up to me, and even sidelines and others that you can study that have your financial interests at heart. That it's their job to help you taproot overlapping leadership, to help you not be alone, not have to fight the battle alone, which most people fail. That's what you were pointing out. And they help keep the vision stretched. And then we get together, and you got all these common people come together in live meetings and Zoom webinars and conventions and trips. And our whole role is direct. We have a whole role called director of motivation. That's a whole part of the third phase of the third category of the leadership format system is the director of motivation, which is to keep people vision stretched, which saves them from all this failure that they have.
Yeah, and it goes without saying. It makes it easier selling the dream. And so it was a great message today. But like every show, we have to wrap it up. And I just want to remind everybody that if you want to be part of a big vision, a huge vision, probably the biggest vision in financial history, you've got to join the HCI movement. You've got to join the HCI crusade. So to do that, you have to learn about it first. So I invite you to go to hciopportunity.com. Let us sell you the dream. Look at the vision we've got. Let us sell you the dream. Get close to this leadership, and it might just change your life, like it's changing the lives of hundreds of thousands. Like it's changed the lives of millions, actually. And it's over the last 30, 40 years, like Hubert says, it's touched the lives of dozens of millions if we actually think about the consumer. But not just the consumer, but the people that actually follow the system and change their lives completely. So go there now, check it out. It may be the answer you're looking for right now. Hubert, as always, thank you so much for all the value you bring to the podcast. Have a great day. Take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you later.
Warning, this podcast may change the way you think about business, entrepreneurship, and money forever. The Conquistador Podcast was created for dreamers, entrepreneurs, and leaders who want to conquer their future. To be an epic entrepreneur, you must adopt the right mental paradigms as well as master the art of selling, marketing, and finance.